right, coming to sit in your chair, place your feet flat on the floor. Let your hands rest into your lap. Settle your shoulders and see if you can sit up a little bit taller, not through strain, but just a little kind of expansion taller here. Taking your gaze or drishti straight out ahead. Let's all together take a deep breath in through the nose and let it go with a sigh out the mouth. Let's do that 2 more times. Big breath in through the nose and sigh out the mouth. One more time like that. Inhale and exhale. Closing the mouth now and starting to breathe exclusively through your nose as best you can. If you do find yourself a little congested this morning, you're welcome to breathe through your mouth when you need, but when possible, breathing through the nose. So then let's take the hands now and gently place the hands onto the center of the chest. So in the upper half of your torso, upper third of the torso here. And see if you can start to feel how your chest is moving with your breath. And there's no right or wrong way right now for your chest to be experiencing the breath, but more importantly, there's just that noticing, that observing that the breath is moving around in your upper chest. Good. And let's bring the hands now down onto sort of the upper abdomen, just below the chest, above the belly button. And again, just like you tuned into the movement of the breath up here, let's see if you can tune into the breath right in the middle of the torso. Again, there's no right or wrong way, no perfect way here. We're just looking for sensation. What is happening? How does it feel? Good. Let's move the hands now down to the lower belly. So down around the belly button or just below the belly button. Again, softly resting the hands there. And without force or control, you're just starting to notice how the breath is affecting or moving in your belly. And for different people at different times or reasons in their life, you might feel one area more strongly than the other. And just take note of that. Soften through those shoulders. Let's keep one hand on that lower belly and bring one hand back up through to the chest, at the center of the chest. And start to feel the movement of your breath between your hands. So now feeling the breath throughout the whole torso. Beautiful. We're going to start to accentuate this full breath with some movement. So on your next inhale, as you feel the torso fill up, as you feel the torso fill up, you're going to start to stretch the space between your hands. See if you can curve your chest back just a little and maybe even lift your chin up. Then as you start to exhale, feel the hands come closer together, drop the chin slightly, and continue to compress down through the front of the body, curling in, shortening that space between the hands without actually moving the hands themselves. Then inhale as you fill up, stretch the space between the hands, lift the chest, lift the chin. And then as you exhale, curl down and in, moving slowly so that you can maintain awareness. Inhale, stretch long, lift the gaze. Exhale, drop that chin and curl, compressing through the front of the body. Nice. Inhale, lifting up, stretching, looking up. Exhale, curling down and in. Beautiful. Let's do a couple more. Good. One more. Very nice. Sitting back up to that tall seat, soft through the shoulders. You can bring your hands, let's see, there's kind of different positions for different people depending on how your shoulders are feeling. You can keep your hands where they are. It's beautiful. You could bring your hands to the center of your chest. That's kind of a nice neutral space, especially if you do have any tightness or soreness in your shoulders. The other option is to keep one hand on the center of the belly and the other hand around behind you. So that again, it's all dependent on where your shoulders are today, how they're feeling. But from here, the breathing and movement will be the same. So as you inhale, go ahead and extend the arms out and out to the sides, filling up as wide as you can. Then as you exhale, switch which hand is where. So however you've placed your hands, put the opposite hand where the first hand was. Like switch your hands up. Good. Then again, inhale and extend. Exhale and bring the original hand to the front and the other hand to the back, or maybe one on top of the other, depending on where the hands are. Beautiful. Inhale, extend. Exhale, switching hands. Inhaling, reaching out. So we're breathing wide now in the body, and then exhaling, coming back in. Inhaling and exhaling and inhaling and exhaling. Moving with your breath here. Nice. Let's do two more each side. So two more arms extended with each hand in front or on top. Going slow again so we can sustain awareness. When we speed things up, we shift from awareness to thinking or analyzing. One more big breath out. In, I'm sorry, and then big breath out, this time bringing the arms to your sides. Very nice. When you breathe in, take the arms forward now. Lift the arms up, lift the chest up again, take the gaze up. Then as you exhale, bring the arms down, curl in and sweep the arms back. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. Lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, coming down and curling in. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, curling down and in. Two more like this. Inhale. Exhale. Last one like this. This time, stay lifted through the spine as you exhale. Take the arms back and around behind you, maybe holding on to the sides of the back of the chair, or simply resting your hands on your hips if that feels better. Take the shoulders onto the back so you widen through the chest. Good. Pressing a little bit into the chair. Start to root through your feet. And again, lift the chest up. And we're going to hold here in a seated bridge pose. Taking the gaze up slightly. Full body breath. Good. One more breath like this. Keep the posture just as it is. And we're going to change up the breathing here. Taking 3 breaths in. 1, 2, filling right up at 3. Holding full for a moment and then exhaling, letting go with a sigh. Let's try that again. Holding in your bridge pose. Inhale 1, inhale 2, inhale 3 to fill up. Hold full, and then exhale, let it go. Beautiful. Last time like this. Inhale 1, inhale 2, inhale 3, right up to the top. Very good. Hold full and then let it go. Exhale, release the arms, let them hang at your sides. It should feel kind of nice. Good. And then we'll bring the hands to the hips here and work a little bit into the legs. I want to do a fair bit of fascial release movement today, but let's get the legs moving first. So we're going to take hands on the hips, right foot forward on the right heel, and a simple point and flex with the right foot. Now your right leg might be straight, it might not. You might work more of a rocking motion from heel to toe if that feels better. But getting some motion there in the ankle. Good, and let's try rotating the ankle. And try rotating the other way. Then let's flex those toes back so they're pointed more towards the ceiling. Again, your right leg is only as straight as you can comfortably make it. Planting that left foot flat on the floor, keeping the bend in the left knee. Bring your hands to your thighs and slowly start to fold down the legs, getting a little stretch through the back of that right leg. Your right hand might stop at your right thigh. You might slide your right hand down to your shin, your ankle, or towards the toes, maybe tapping your right toes with your right hand. Good. Lift the gaze a little bit forward here and even try to bring your chest more forward. So not so much down, but out over the legs. Good. Take your time as you inhale and slide yourself back up. Placing the right foot on the floor, let's take the left leg out. Hands on the hips here to help sit tall, and then point and flex your left foot. Good. Let's rotate the left ankle. And then rotate the other way. And then again, bringing those toes up so they're pointing more towards the ceiling. The left leg is as straight as you can comfortably make it. Right foot's flat on the floor, hands back down onto the thighs. Take your time as you slowly fold down the legs. Your right hand might rest on your right elbow as you take your left hand down the left leg just as far as is comfortable. Maybe towards the toes. And if the toes are reachable, you might tap the toes a little bit here. Don't worry if you can't reach them. That's not the goal. We're only going to where we start to feel a bit of a stretch in the back of the leg. Breathing here. Very nice. Take your time, make your way back up nice and slow. Beautiful. And then bring both feet back onto the floor, hands at your sides, sitting tall in Tadasana. I want to give us a couple options here for the next movement because we're going to do some dynamic movement. You have a couple options. One is to keep the hands on the thighs, always an option. Next one is to bring the hands towards the shoulders. The third option is to interlace the fingers and bring the hands around to the back of your head. But again, some shoulders do not appreciate that. So don't worry about it. Maybe hands stay kind of separated on the shoulders, or you might keep your hands on your thighs. That's okay. From here, we're going to lift the chest up, lift the chin up, and look up. You have your hands at the back of your head. Support your head here with your hands so you're easing off some of the tension of the neck. If you don't have a hold of your head, tuck your chin just a little bit to let that neck be long. And let's take some deeper breaths here as we hold. Nice. Working with the breath, let's do an inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Sitting tall. Good. Like that, inhale through the nose, out the mouth. Good. Tucking the chin now in towards the chest, rounding forward. If you have your hands behind your head, you could let your elbows hang down. Even if your hands are kind of resting near your shoulders, your elbows will hang down. And we'll take a few deep breaths here, holding. We're starting to work more into the connective tissue here of the body. I like to think of this like the saran wrap of the body. It's below the skin and it wraps all around the muscles, ligaments, joints, and organs of the body. And it's what connects everything together. So some tension or thickness in this connective tissue can really lead to thickness and reduced mobility in the whole body. Let's take those deeper breaths now in through the nose, sigh out the mouth. Through the nose, and sigh out the mouth. Nice. As you inhale, come back up, sitting tall, keeping your hands where they are. We're going to do a little movement with breath here. So inhale into center, exhale, turning your upper body to your right. Back to center, exhale, turn your body to the left. So just the upper body. Good. Inhale, center, exhale, right. Inhale, center, exhale, left. Inhale, center, good. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Very nice. Now this time we're going to inhale, center, exhale to the right. However you have your arms is perfect. And hold the body there, taking those deep breaths in and out. Holding the body, gazing to the right. Big breaths. And we're going to do those 3 inhales and big exhales here. So holding the body twisted to the right. Inhale 1, inhale 2, inhale 3, exhale out the mouth. Very good. Inhale, come to center. Nicely done. Last time, last side here. We're going to go over to the left. I know the arms might be fatiguing, but it's going to feel so good when we let it go. So coming to the left now, holding to the left, breathing deeply in and out through the nose as best you can. Very nice. Let's do those 3-part inhales. So inhaling 1, inhaling 2, inhaling 3, go. We'll inhale back to center and let's release those arms. Oh, they're going to feel maybe a little heavy. Oh, you could give the shoulders now a few good rolls. Rolling the shoulders out. Whew, see how they feel. I often feel a little lighter after that work. That's really good. Nice. Let's bring the hands now back onto the thighs and take a full forward fold here. Coming down over the shins, folding down, being mindful of blood pressure here. If you need to keep your head above your heart, please do. Otherwise, letting your head drop forward, folding down over both legs. Staying here. Good. Staying strong in the legs by pushing into the feet. Inhale and rise back up. Hands on the thighs. This time we're going to walk the feet wider apart. Again, just as wide as is comfortable. It doesn't have to be very wide if that's not okay for your hips. Turn the toes out slightly from the heels. And this time as we fold forward, we're going to come down to place the elbows on the thighs. So it might not be your fullest fold, and that's okay. Just coming down about halfway, elbows resting on the thighs. And once again, lift the chest forward. Think about the chest coming forward over the legs, not so much down. Good. Keep some strength and stability in those legs by pressing into the feet and a little tone of the belly now, kind of hugging the belly button in slightly. From here, we'll drop that right arm in between the legs And then as you inhale, sweep that right arm out to the right and up just as high as is comfortable. And then exhale, bring it down and reach over, pointing to the left. Inhale, take that right arm, sweep it back out and open to the right and up. Exhale, bring it down, pointing over to the left. Inhale, sweep it out and up. Exhale, down and across. Good. Inhale, one last time. Big stretch up. Down and across, pointing to the left. Your right hand might come to rest onto your left shin or knee. Simply dangle that right arm down as you gaze towards your left. We're going to hold here for a couple breaths. Keep those legs strong, pressing into the floor, and a little tone of the belly here, drawing the belly button in. Very nice. Release that grip. Bring your right elbow onto your right thigh and come back into center. So we're continually working the legs here. This is how we're building strength in the legs, pressing down through the feet. Right elbow on the right thigh. Let's drop that left arm down between the legs. Good. Then we're going to take a big breath in as the left arm sweeps to the left and up just as high as is comfortable. Then exhale, take it down, sweep it in front of the legs, pointing to the right. Inhale, open it out and up to the left. Exhale, take it down and across, pointing to the right. Inhale, open it out and up to the left. Exhale, down and across. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale. Last one like this. Nice. This time as you come down and across, that left hand might hold on to the right shin, maybe, or the right knee, or you might just let it dangle as you gaze off towards your right for a few breaths. Pressing equally into both feet, toning the belly a little, supporting that back, and feeling the fullness of breath. Good job. As you gently now unwind your upper body, elbows on the thighs, hands can come up onto the knees and slowly ease yourself back up to seated, walking the feet back in. Good. Returning to Tadasana. Beautiful. From here, we're going to practice standing. Of course, if you're not feeling comfortable coming to standing at all, you can stay seated. That is okay. But if you feel like you want to practice with me today, we're going to do it a few times, or maybe for you, you do it once. That's okay. But we're going to work on this getting up from the chair and down. It's a really important skill to sustain throughout our life. So we're going to work on it today. So starting where you are, feet on the floor, check out your knees and your ankles. We're looking to have the ankles relatively below the knees here, not too far back or forward. That's going to help distribute the effort of the legs and the work of the legs throughout the joints instead of all into the knees. Good. Then from here, you have some options. If you want some support, you could use the chair, or if you have a table or a wall beside you, you could use that. If you're wanting to work without a bit of support today, you could take the arms forward or even up overhead. From here, we're going to start all together to press down actively through both legs and stretch up through the upper body. Beautiful. Then leaning slightly forward. So I'm going to turn myself sideways so you can see. We're going to lean kind of a third of the way forward. We're not all the way forward, just slightly pressing into the feet. And instead of thinking, oh, catapult forward, think catapult up. You might use your hands, you might not, that's fine. You can use your hands, it's okay. Take your time and join me coming up in whatever way works for you. Use your hands if you need. Beautiful job. Standing tall. Good. Holding tall and breathing. Done, everybody. You can keep your arms lifted or use your hands to help lower yourself back So that half or that quarter forward fold, sitting the hips back and down into the chair and releasing the arms to your sides, returning to Tadasana. Good job, everybody. Big breaths, big breaths. Come right back to sit up tall. Sometimes when we worked through this, what can happen is we sort of hold in this forward position and we want to line ourselves back up. So shoulders over hips. Good. That's going to help keep that energy moving through the spine. That went so well, we're going to do it one more time. Maybe two more times. We'll see. All right. Arms can come forward. Maybe they come up. Maybe you keep your hands on the chair or on a table. That's fine too. Wherever you are, start to press down into your legs. Press down into your legs. Beautiful work. Good. And then you're coming into that quarter fold. Quarter fold. Good. And remember, we're going to think more about going up than forward. Pressing into the feet. You might slide a little forward, but you're going to go up, up instead of forward. Good job. Nice. As you come to stand, reach up. And then let's let the arms down for a moment. Stay standing if you can. Deep breaths here, Tadasana. Big breaths in Tadasana. Good job, everybody. All right, you are welcome to return to your seat if you prefer to do practice from your chair. That's okay. Or you could stay standing here. And we're just going to start to kind of flop the arms around the body. Just gentle flopping. Good. We're not really doing a lot of muscular work here. We're just kind of letting the arms flop. You might migrate them up the body a little bit so you're tapping more around your shoulders. Good. Whew, that feels good. Nice. All right, let's bring the arms back to our sides. Give the legs a little shake. And then from here, there's a few options. So again, the chair is always there as a good option as we're going to challenge our balance a little bit. The first option is to bring your feet side by side, big toes to touch. That's right away going to challenge the balance because we've narrowed the field of our feet to balance. The next option is to cross your left foot over your right foot. Both feet still stay flat on the floor. And the work is the same. So whether you're sitting or standing, your feet could be side by side, or you cross your feet one over the other. Kind of think like you were having tea with the queen and you had it like, I mean, maybe not Ron and Doug, but you cross your ankles and sit up nice and tall. Same work, except either you're standing or sitting. Yep, good. Then from here, so we have our left foot either beside our right or across. You're going to take your right hand under your left arm, your left hand over onto your right shoulder. So you're just sort of crossing arms, holding here. Good. Press down through those feet and start to turn your body towards your right. This is where balance comes in. Yeah, use the chair if you need. Your gaze stays forward or you start to turn your head towards the left. Good job. And we're going to take some of those deep breaths. Take some of those deep breaths here. Wherever you are, it's perfect. Be there. Don't worry, wobbling is good. Wobbling is the brain and the body trying to figure things out. It's great. Let's try some of those 3-part breaths now. Inhale, 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 exhale, let it go. Good. Slowly center, bring your upper body to center, unwrap your arms, unwrap your legs, return to your Tadasana, seated or standing. Feel the release, feel the breath. Whew, good job. All right, let's try the other side. First option, feet side by side, big toes touching. That's a good option. Second option, right foot over the left foot. This is really starting to play with balance now, so be mindful of what's appropriate for you. Good. Then we're going to take left arm under the right arm, right hand over top holding the shoulder. Good. The upper body now is going to twist towards the left. As the head turns towards the right. Yeah. And take some of those big, full breaths here. Soften the jaw. Good job, everybody. Let's try that 3-part breath. Inhale, 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 and exhale. Let it go. Very nice. Take your time. Slowly unwind, stepping the feet back to about hip distance apart, returning to your Tadasana, sitting or standing tall. Move that breath. Feel the feet rooted into the floor. Feel the legs become a bit heavier, a bit more active, grounded. And then let's lift that upper body. Sweep the arms out and up as high as you comfortably can, looking up. Then exhale, release the hands towards the thighs, folding slightly forward. Standing or sitting is fine. If you're standing, be sure to bend your knees a little bit. Hands here resting kind of on the lower thigh. We're going to inhale and arc the back again. Look up. Exhale and round in. Feeling a little tuck of the sit bones underneath you as you round. Then inhale, untuck those sit bones, open the chest, look up. Exhale, curling in. Inhale, lifting up, looking up. Exhale, curling in. Good job. One more. Next time you inhale, slowly make your way back to your Tadasana. Whew, all together, big breath in. Sigh out. Good. If you're standing, you could move your chair to the top of your mat, but turn it so the back of your chair, the highest part of your chair, is facing you. Now, if the chair doesn't have a terribly high back or doesn't have a back at all, you might use a wall or a table instead. So if you're standing, you're coming to face that high part of the chair so your hands could rest there. Maybe again, a wall or a table. If you're sitting, stay seated as you are. All right, from here, those who are standing, you're going to take your right foot now and step it back just a couple feet behind you. So both legs are straight and you're holding onto the chair here. There is space between the feet. You're not stepping one foot right behind the other. And then if you're sitting, you're going to take that left foot forward, flex the left toes back. Good. From here, those who are standing, start to bend your left knee, keeping your right heel on the floor. Bending that left knee forward so it's stacking on top of the left ankle. Those who are sitting, you could lift the arms up, pressing into that right foot, reaching out of the left foot. So those who are standing, the left knee is bent a little bit, right heel still heavy on the floor. And then with the hands on the back of the chair, you might take one hand up. You might alternate hands. You might take both arms up. Keep both hands down. Any one of those options is fine. We're going to hold steady here, lengthening, rooting through the legs, breathing deep. From here, if you're sitting, place your hands back down onto your thighs and fold down over your legs. If you're standing, bring your hands onto the seat of the chair. Once again, straighten that left leg and start to bend your elbows, folding down towards the back of your chair. Single leg stretch here. Let's hold for a breath. Then slowly inhale and rise back up. Those who are standing, take your right foot, step it up. If you're sitting, bring your feet back side by side, returning to Tadasana. From here, those who are standing, this time the left foot's going to go back again, just a couple feet, not very far. Straight, holding onto the back of the chair. If you're sitting, your right foot now goes straight out. That's right. Sorry, I had to remember my sides. And your left knee stays bent. Those who are sitting, your arms could come up. Good. This is warrior one, Virabhadrasana one, or a variation of that. If you're standing, start to bend into that right knee so it's stacking on top of the ankle, and then you work with those arms again, maybe lifting one, then the other, be both. Steady, stable, moving that breath. Beautiful. If you're sitting, take your hands onto your thighs now and fold down over your legs. If you're standing, hands to the back of the chair, straightening through that right leg, slowly bending your elbows to fold your chest down. Holding here, breathing. Then gently make your way back up. If you're standing, step that left foot in to meet the right. If you're sitting, bring your feet side by side, returning to your Tadasana. Move that breath. Imagine breathing through the whole body from top to tail, all the way. In and out. Those who are standing, you can take your chair now, turn it around so the seat of the chair is facing you. Then from here, let's all together inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale now, folding down, hands to the knees or to the seat of the chair. Sending the chest and gaze forward, inhale and lengthen. Exhale, bend the elbows and fold down. Be mindful of blood pressure here. Inhale, straighten the arms, lift the chest, look forward. Exhale, bend those elbows, fold it down. Inhale again, lift the chest, look forward. Exhale and step into your downward facing dog. So for those who are standing, holding onto the chair, taking the feet back and making a nice long L shape with your body. If you're sitting, feet are flat on the floor, interlace your fingers, press your palms forward and take the arms up. Think about the sides of your body here and how long you can make the sides, creating space between each rib on your rib cage. All right, those who are standing, step your right foot up towards the chair. Keep your left leg where it is. Both legs are as straight as you can make them. Holding here. If you're sitting, take your right foot forward, left foot on the floor, hands on the thighs. Those who are sitting are going to take left elbow to the left thigh. Head on the right hip. Roll that right shoulder back and start to look off towards your right. For those who are standing, keep your left hand on the chair, bring your right hand onto your right hip, and now roll that right shoulder up, coming into a twist as well. Pressing through the feet, lengthening through the legs. 2 more breaths. Some of you might extend that right arm out on the line of the shoulder. Then release that right hand down. And let's all return to downward facing dog. So coming back to your downward dog. Deeply here. And your downward dog, if you're standing, take your left foot forward, both legs straight. If you're sitting, extend your left foot out, heel on the floor, flex back. Those who are sitting, place your right elbow on your right thigh, left hand on the left hip, roll that left shoulder back and come into your twist. For those who are standing, right hand stays on the chair, left hand on the left hip, and draw that left shoulder onto your back as you twist to look towards your left. Find a fullness here in your breath, a capacity. Where are the edges of the breath? Maybe you extend that left arm out. It's okay. Be where you are and really fully be there. Release that left hand down, coming back to your downward facing dog. One last time. Well, if you're standing, walk your feet up towards the chair. Take your hands onto the back of the chair and pause as you lift up halfway, letting blood pressure balance out before making your way back to your Tadasana. If you're sitting in the chair, you're coming to Tadasana, holding here, palms open to the front, shoulders back, finding that breath movement. Beautiful. If you're comfortable coming to the floor, you could use the chair to help lower yourself down onto the ground. If you'd prefer to stay seated in the chair, that's okay too. Stay seated as you are. If you're coming to the floor, you're going to come to lay all the way down onto your back. If you're sitting in the chair, stay seated slightly away from the back of the chair with your feet on the floor. Once you have yourself set up, place one hand again on that low belly space and the other hand up onto the center of the chest. And connect back into the feeling of the breath moving between these two hands. Okay, we're going to maintain this position of the hands here and come to take a few Brahmari breaths, our bumblebee breath. We're going to start breathing together here. But as you go, you'll probably start to breathe a little differently than I am, and that's okay. I will signal when it's time to finish this breath practice. We start first with a complete exhale breath, emptying out. Then inhale naturally through your nose. Tongue softly at the roof of your mouth as you exhale, begin to buzz like a little buzzing bumblebee. And continue your cycles of breath like that. Do two more like this. Last one. Let your tongue now drop from the roof of the mouth. You might even move your tongue around a little bit in your mouth and generate a bit of saliva up to gently then swallow and release the tension from the throat. Allowing your arms now to rest comfortably in your lap or at your side. I'm going to give us a couple options here. For those on the floor, you can lift your right leg in towards your belly. You might hold around your right thigh or your shin, or you might use a strap. If you're sitting in the chair, you might lift your right leg up. And again, maybe using a strap, you might hold behind the right thigh or around the shin. But if you're sitting in the chair and you find lifting the leg not a good option for you, that's fine. Keep both feet on the floor and fold down over both of your legs. Maybe wrapping the arms underneath the legs. For those of you who have your right leg lifted, you might start extending the left leg out, coming onto the left heel and flexing those left toes back. If you're lying on the floor, imagine the outer edge of your right hip trying to reach away from you towards sort of your left big toe. If you're sitting in the chair, it's more like the outer right hip's trying to grow into the chair, trying to reach downwards. And again, here, let's do a few rounds of those three-part inhales. So inhaling one, inhaling two, inhaling three, exhale, let it go. And again, inhaling one, inhaling two, inhaling three, filling up, and then letting it go. Very nice. If you have your left leg extended, gently bend the left knee, place the foot on the floor. Then let's release the right foot. If you're folded over both legs, slowly make your way back up to seated. Coming into the other side, so the left leg comes in, holding around the left thigh or shin, or folding back down over both legs if that feels better for you. Learning how to take the options that support your body is what yoga is really all about. Caring for the body as it is. If you have your left leg in, then your right leg might extend out onto the heel, flexing the right toes back. And again, those of you lying on the floor, just imagine that outer edge of your left hip trying to reach down and away from you towards your right big toe. It's a very little subtle movement. It doesn't have to be big at all, but it does help to keep the hips in line. If you're sitting in the chair, the outer left hip's trying to reach more down into the chair. And if you're folded over both legs, you're giving yourself a good full hug here. Again, let's do those three-part breaths. Inhale one, inhale two, inhale three, exhale, let it go. Inhale one, inhale two, inhale three, exhale, let it go. So good. If you have your right leg extended, slowly bend your right knee, place your right foot on the floor, then release your left foot down. And let's all together place the hands on the low belly. Feeling again the subtle movement of the belly with the breath. If you're sitting in the chair, go ahead now and slide yourself to the back of your chair. You might put a pillow behind your back for a little added support. If you find your feet dangle from the floor, make sure to put something under your feet so they have support as well. And then resting your hands in your lap, maybe on another pillow. If you're lying on the floor, you could keep your knees together, let your feet go wide, and rest your lower back like this. You could extend your legs out maybe over a rolled blanket or pillow or bolster, or you might simply just extend the legs onto the floor, letting the feet flop open. If you're lying on the ground, your arms might rest onto the floor with the palms facing up, and gently glide your shoulder blades a bit more fully underneath your back, allowing your head now to rest onto the ground. Wherever you are here, feel the support against your back, against your spine, and let the body's weight settle into that support. So for those in the chair, it's the back of your chair. For those on the floor, it's the ground. But even if you're sitting in the chair, ultimately your support comes from the earth. The earth is there to hold you and support you. Feel that support now. Give into it. This is your time to rest, allowing the body to heal, to learn, and integrate everything we've just done in practice. Closing the eyes down, releasing the effort of breath. Let's take a few moments now to be still and quiet. I'll bring us back when it's time to close the practice. to continue to rest. Bring conscious awareness of the body back. This is not the thinking mind, processing mind. This is the mind. This is the energy of awareness. This is the observing that we are, the capacity we have to watch what is going on, to observe with curiosity, kindness, without judgment or opinion. To notice the breath as it moves through the body, to notice the position of the body, the distribution of weight, the placement of the hands and the legs. To notice the sensations of rest and ease, and maybe also the sensations of a little strain or tension that might still be residing. And then again, with awareness, choosing to introduce some movement back into the body, not from reaction, but from conscious choice to wiggle the fingers and toes, to turn the head from one side to the other. And then maybe if it feels good, to extend the arms overhead, interlace the fingers and press the palms away, taking a big, long stretch. If you're lying on the floor, I'll encourage you now to release your hands, bend your knees, and roll yourself over onto your side, staying curled in on the side for a few moments. For those sitting in the chair, you might bring your elbows on your thighs and allow yourself to ragdoll forward over the legs gently. Let the wave of ease continue to roll through you as you start to return. If you're lying on your side, you can take your time and gently press yourself up to come to sit up, maybe on the floor or back in your chair. And if you're already sitting in the chair and you're folded forward, ease yourself back up to seated, removing any props you may have been using. Coming to sit forward in your chair with your feet flat on the floor and your spine long. Once you're in your seat, fold the palms together in front of the heart into Anjali Mudra, meeting the right side and the left side of the mind, the right side and the left side of the body, the yin and the yang, the ideas of good and bad and right and wrong, and bringing them together into one whole experience. Lifting the hands now so the thumbs come to rest in between the eyebrows. Say to yourself, may I think kind thoughts. Bringing the hands down so the thumbs come to rest on the lips. Say to yourself, may I speak kind words. And floating the hands back down to the center of the chest, thumbs resting there. May I feel and experience kindness. Bowing the head now towards the heart. Surrendering to that deep commitment to gentleness and kindness. Thank you all so much for continuing to come and to practice yoga together. Namaste.